Well, it's another beautiful morning. Thank you for your company. Time now for us to dig into the papers we have and let you know what's happening in Ghana and beyond. Mama, good morning.
Hi, good morning, Benjamin Akakpo. How are you?
Oh, I like the way you pronounce my name. Say it again. Say it again.
Give me some cash.
Our Nisikadi.
Money,
A woman
money,
is
money.
never separated from her money.
No. Human beings are never separated.
No,
Please.
no, I mean.
Don't nail it on us. We're just humans. Yes, sir.
You remind me of a song I was listening to last night while washing. Yes, I do night washing. Have you heard that track from Sarkodie and Co. years back, Bibiba?
Oh, that's it.
No, the song is all about money. He starts with money is the root of evil, but it's actually the love of it. But after all, our politicians, they like money. You know, so. You know where I'm heading.
We all like money. We all like money. We just don't want it to be the driving force, if you like, so that it clouds everything else that we do.
Some people love money.
It's not a bad thing to love money, honestly.
Well,
if you love it, you want to work hard for it.
The word of God actually says the love of money is the root of all evil.
Sure.
Some misconstrue that and say money is the root of all evil. No, the love of it. Like.
Try hating money, Ben.
And that's a song. One guy says, "You figure say broken hearts be the worst thing. My broken pocket."
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Do you know there's a feeling when you don't have money and you're even healthy, everything like now a life naya basa, but get a little money, then all of a sudden you see that Charlie, you study like all the. You get angry at people for nothing, but you have.
Oh, but listen, there are times that you actually don't have money. But if you have fuel in your car, for instance, and you have food, you actually, you're okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's it. But when I say the buburo one where you don't have fuel, you don't have food, then Charlie, boys are hammering. But it's another beautiful morning. Let's dig into the papers. What do you have?
I've got the Daily Graphic newspaper, the Daily Guide, the Daily Statesman, and the Finder newspaper.
From my end, the Ghanaian Times, Business and Financial Times, the National Enquirer, and the Daily Dispatch. Okay.
Shall I begin?
Yes.
All right, here we go with the Daily Graphic newspaper. On the front page, the Volta River Authority has begun an ambitious move to drive down the cost of power in the country through innovation and digitization. The Chief Executive Officer of the authority has said, and this is all part of their 60th celebration. VRA moves to reduce power costs is the agenda.
So they actually have the theme, Generation Our Goal, Diversification, Generation Our Role, Diversification, Our Goal. So it spells out. It was interesting. I was there yesterday, and very interesting times. They spoke of how long it's been. You know, yesterday, 61 years ago, or 60 years ago, I should say, marked that landmark decision with the VRA, and then there was that act, I think, in 2005. You know, initially they were into all of it, distribution, transmission, and all of that, streamlining their activities. But one thing that I recall the boss said, the CEO, that we should look at state institutions. A lot of them have gone under, but VRA, owing to its diversification, owing to its technological application, has kept growing. And I was actually proud yesterday.
Okay, so I'm looking at the center spread of the newspaper, and it's all about pictures of the 60th anniversary launch. And I can see myself because the AM show was there when they launched it. This is me. Do we have the center spread?
Mama
Yeah.
You know what?
Find me in the center spread.
Should I tell you? You're a star. You're a star. You got into the center spread of the Daily Graphic
actually.
newspaper.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Part of VRA's 60th anniversary. And when they first launched the 60th anniversary celebration, I spoke to, they have like a generation.
Yeah.
So you can find much older people, those in the middle, and then you find really young.
Yesterday, I found it interesting when the president of the Retirees Association actually interacted. It tells you it's been the contribution of myriad, many people that has culminated in this.
And the interesting thing also is that they worked there for so long. Yeah. So, you can find somebody who's pretty young who's been working there for like 20 years. Yeah. And that's the kind of stability that we need in our institutions, but we tax them to do a lot more. Back on the front page of the paper, police arrest 500 foreign nationals in Bolga. When we touch on the details of the story, so I'll give you a little brief. President launches $15 million fund towards AFCON 2022. On the back page, the National Labour Commission has directed the unionized workers of the Electricity Company of Ghana to withdraw their intended sit-down strike. The workers had indicated the strike was to demand for the removal of the managing director of the company, but the Labour Commission has pointed out that the workers were not resorting to the appropriate procedure. So details of that on the back page. Ghana is expected to receive another consignment of over 200,000 doses of the Oxford AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine in May this year. We're all waiting for the second jab, which is really, really important. So we're happy about this. A lot of things happening with AstraZeneca. We know that the EU is suing them. Meanwhile, the US, they've got like a stockpile of AstraZeneca that they haven't even started using, but they say that they're going to be sharing with some other countries. That's it for the Daily Graphic, really.
Let's get into the Ghanaian Times. Senior state attorney dismissed for accepting money from witness. And in that story, we're told that a senior state attorney at the Attorney General's office, Bolgatanga Emmanuel Otuboyson, has been dismissed for receiving money from a witness to influence a bail application in favor of an accused. Mr. Boyson was sacked after a disciplinary committee set up to investigate his conduct recommended his dismissal on grounds that his action constituted a major misconduct per Regulation 94.2. It goes on and on, but we'd like to see more of this. You remember when I spoke to Professor Stephen Ade, and he said that, look, yes, we talk about corruption in leadership, and it is there, but the public, the institutional corruption, and this is what we're talking about. So a very good move there.
But just as we see this happening within the structure, we want to see similar things happening at the very top. That's when we're encouraged, because it's easy to find a small fish in there and deal with him.
In fact, it's easy to use them as guinea pigs.
Yeah.
ECG workers on sit-down strike demand removal of MD. And yesterday, I tried interacting with Kwame Ajimambudu, who is the chief executive, the MD, I should say. And it was interesting because he was at the VRA event, and right there, there was that banner. He didn't want to speak. I wasn't surprised.
The banner was right there in front of the building where they also had the 60th anniversary.
Exactly.
And, live when I was talking to Manuel Kranting, they pulled that banner down. It was totally conflicting with what was happening with VRA.
But when I went there, it was still there. And, the ECG workers had left at the time, but it was still there. And I wanted to interact with him, but he wouldn't have any of that. President Akufo-Addo rallies support for Black Stars. We're talking of those $15 million he's trying to raise. Clamp down on illegal immigrants. 507 foreigners arrested in Bolga. That's on page 3. Security man gets 31 years. Guess why? For having sex with his daughter.
31? And
he's a 38-year-old.
How old is the daughter?
Security man with the Attorney General's department in Koforidua.
What?
Samson Ajay has been sentenced to 31 years imprisonment for having sex with his daughter by the circuit court. He's been sentenced to 31 years. So he's 38, he gets 31 years. By the time he's out of prison, that is if he does the entire term, he'd be 69.
Do they give age of the daughter?
So the defilement, the accused pleaded not guilty to.
So this is defilement
charges.
It means that younger than 16.
The court presided over by Madam Marian Affle heard that in 2015, when the daughter was 14 years old, her father had sex with her after she had moved from her paternal grandmother's home to live with her father. So you see, sometimes, yes, it's a dastardly act, unthinkable, despicable, but sometimes broken homes go down, you would see some of these things. So staying with one parent alone and all of those things happening. But what's happening? Senior state attorney dismissed for accepting money. Someone with the AG's office. What's going on? These people know the law better than we do. Do you get what I'm saying?
I get it. I mean, even if they don't, I mean, they are closer to it in terms of what the institution does. He acts like that. You can't say because you're here, so you're not capable of. Yeah. Tells you we're all capable.
Anyway, so page 4, support NCC to translate 1992 Constitution into Ghanaian languages. What do you think of that, Nana?
The Constitution again?
Yes, the same Constitution, 1992. Translated into Ghanaian language.
How many of us would read it? How many of us?
A bigger question. How many of us are able to read our local language?
What is? I mean, like, but the point is, well, I guess that if you go on and read it, they would probably tell us why it is important for us to read the Constitution. But the point is, those of us who can even read English, how many of us have the Constitution and how many of us read the Constitution? And for the leaders, how much of the Constitution goes into what they do every day? That is encouraging for the rest of the people to read the Constitution. Yeah. You get what I mean?
Very valid points you're raising.
It's not just translating it. There's a whole lot more that goes into it.
Of course.
I won't just jump onto that call.
Sometimes they are being urged. I think it's a good thing, but of course we must practicalize it and we must see what the benefits would be to us. But in the end too, we shouldn't just sit down, and here's another practical reality. Sometimes the translation is done and it's just because someone is going to get some local fuel.
That's it.
Someone is going to line there. I mean, we say it as it is. People may not like it.
If you translate it and I have it in Ewe,
and nobody is reading.
And so what?
And the books are there in large storerooms and no one is getting them. But we did it, right? But what purpose is it serving? Middle spread, WHO urges member states to sustain local production of COVID-19 vaccines. We need to catch up as a country. That's it with the Ghanaian Times.
Let's jump into the Daily Guide newspaper, and here's what's on the front page. I feel uncomfortable just reading it as it is, so I'm just going to qualify it. Alleged Alajo Coup plotters hot, bail without freedom. Details on page 3. Otumfor clocks 22 on golden stool. Anyone in Galamsey is criminal. And I want to get exactly who said it, so I'll go to page 6. Apart from just Oman
Hene of
Iskado traditional area, Nana Kobnan Ketia. The fourth, but the people, they don't care that you say they're criminals. If we know they're criminals, we have to punish them for the act. Otherwise, just the fact that they're criminals without any punishment means nothing to them, and they will continue to do what they're doing. So good call, but we need just more than a call there. Kesia Jabin picked for special prosecutor. And I know that we will be having a conversation on that. There are people who are stating their opinions.
But some people have said that...
on this pick.
He's very close to the corridors of power. In fact, he is someone's lawyer. Someone's Asamesi lawyer. Who Asamesi is, but I'm not going to mention it.
Well, I saw a piece that was going around on social media, which, essentially was saying that if truly he's the one that has been picked for this job, then a group of CEOs will come together and justify why he should not be put in that position. So we'll see how that goes. For now, we know that the Attorney General, Minister for Justice, Godfred Yebo Adame, has nominated private legal practitioner Kesia Jabeng for the position of Special Prosecutor. The AG has reportedly sent a letter to the President, who is considering the government's legal advisor's nomination to replace for former Attorney General Martin Alamisi Kaiser Amidu, former special prosecutor, right? Yeah.
You missed the Burns. The paper didn't add the...
Oh, they added. I just wanted to shorten it. Who resigned as special prosecutor on November 16, 2020. I mean, everybody's related to someone or connected to someone. And if you're a lawyer, you would, it's, but of course, if we're able to prove that there's strong conflict of interest scenarios and situations, is it just mere conflict of interest, or there's a lot more before you can either recuse yourself or say that you're too close and so you should not be considered? We'll see how
do that in this country. Do we get to the point where we feel, this role you're giving me, I feel this or that, like the judges have to recuse themselves when they even feel, even with our judges, and today I'm sorry I have to go there, or am I? That sometimes when there are issues and people feel they should recuse themselves, do they always do?
Our test is a bit different from what happens in the UK, where a mere conflict of interests means that you have to let go. Ours, you have to prove beyond reasonable doubt. So I guess the standard is a big...
that way? If a politician is corrupt in our part of the world, you have to prove beyond reasonable doubt. We don't put in place measures to make feasible, to make practical some of these matters. Everything that would inure to development, we make difficult. Look at this country, right to information law. You want basic information from this or that institution. They'll take you through hell and you must pay money and you must do all of that. Why? It's simply because we are too corrupt.
Well, so our test for the conflict of interests is almost like that of criminal cases, right? So you have to prove beyond reasonable doubts that really there is a conflict of interest situation. That's what ours is, apparently. A bit of this issue of the 10 persons, including soldiers and the police officer, rearrested last Friday and charged with high treason. Beg your pardon, where am I? Are still in the custody of the National Intelligence Bureau, even though the court granted them bail on Saturday. The accused persons have reportedly not been able to satisfy the bail terms as set by the 3 justices hearing the case. And this is one of the...
That's what, to the tune of what, 18 million?
That's, I knew that it was going to be pretty hard. So it was one of the questions that I was asking yesterday, but now we know. But we will keep following and see how that goes. Let's see if this news one pull out in the center spread. And maybe I'll just let it go. I'll just let it slide and do the back page. President Akufo-Addo has launched a campaign to raise an amount of $15 million in support of the senior national football team, the Black Stars. This is to help their campaigns in the upcoming African Cup of Nations 2022 tournament and at least reach semifinals of the World Cup. And there are some other stories here. If you find it interesting, you can grab it. Oh, there's 2 TV commentators who made racist remarks during a Brazilian women's game on Sunday. They've been removed from their post after action by the Brazilian Football Federation.
I have 2 words for that. Good riddance. The Daily Dispatch now. Head of News Political Science Department's analysis, and he says, apart from Mahama, no other NDC person can beat Bawumia or Allen. That's what he's saying. His name, that is Dr. Samuel Edujemfi, and he has made that claim. Exploration of gold near Mole Park will not happen under my watch, Abu Jinapo. Okay. What's happening to Etiwa, though? I'd like to know, Mr. Minister. Saglemi, 1,502 affordable housing projects left to rot. And in August 2012, as part of moves to alleviate the housing deficit of this country, then President of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, signed a $280 million deal to construct 5,000 housing units at Saglemi in the Ningo Pram district. And that is what they are talking about. If you've passed by, if you've used that route in recent times, you'd see that, well, not much is happening there. But I always say, whether those initiated by Kufuor, those initiated by Mahama, or those being initiated now, it is our taxpayers' money. Why leave them to rot? If you think there's corruption in there, deal with the corruption. But when they rot, who benefits? Nobody. Just to make a point. Anyway, so that's it with the Daily Dispatch newspaper.
Let's do the Finder. And the Finder says major shake-up at GIS. That's the Ghana Immigration Service. 24 senior officers transferred, some reassigned. I'm looking at ACI Francis Pamdeti, who is a personal friend, and I'm interested in going to dig where they put him now, or where they've reassigned him to.
A big woman, Hey.
G-Money customers hit 1 million. What's that? What's G-Money?
So it's one of those, I think it's Ghana Commercial, GCB Bank, I should say. Yeah. So that's
okay.
It's one of the money platforms.
So 1 millionth customer. Okay. All right. Election-related debts have tainted Ghana's democratic image. That's according to Ibn Chambers. There's a conversation among stakeholders ongoing, and this is on being, should I say, organized, but there's been series of that. There was a CDD carried one last week, and they're continuing another conversation, which is a 3 days stakeholder conversation. Also, that's where this is coming from. ECG staff demonstrate against managing director. And on this issue of the ECG, I would love for the board to also speak, because, the workers, that resolution that they reached, they sent it to the board, where they give them the ultimatum of last Friday. It will be good for the board to also come out. We just heard one side, which is the union, talking about why their MD is not competent, and we would like to also hear from the board whether or not he's doing his job. Because sometimes when you are effectively doing your job, we know that some people will be unhappy with you, and they can come up with all sorts of things, for your removal. So it would be good to hear from the other side as well. We are the people. We don't work closely with Mr. Budu, right? So we may not know if he's competent or not. It's the workers and the board that would know. So it would be good to also hear from them, apart from the other side saying that the action taken by the workers is illegal, and so they must not continue with their sit-down strike. We need to bring proper closure to this matter.
Well, we have precious little time left, so I'm just going to do a few of these. Concerted approach needed to implement electoral reform. That's according to Ibn Chambers, I should say. Mahama planning to scuttle free SHS stories, deliberately concocted lies. That's according to Bara Mokhtari, Business and Financial Times. VRA bets on technology, innovation to drive down power generation cost. And just to sneak in, those 507 illegal immigrants arrested, that was in the Bolgatanga municipality of the Upper East on Sunday. It was by a combined team of the police, Ghana Immigration Service, and National Security. But something you missed from the Daily Guide, they say he's British, but he's Ugandan as well, Daniel Kuluya. He was, Okabi in Black Panther, and he's in Nomadland.
So you're talking about the Oscars?
Yes.
Okay.
He bagged an Oscar, and I'm happy for him. Very happy for him.
Yeah, I am as well. I have a little request, even though we have very little time, and I'd like my producer to pull out some beautiful pictures of Manuel Kranting.
Is it his special day?
It is his birthday today.
Oh,
and
MK,
so before we wrap up, I want to show some love. Yeah.
Can we dig into some of those pictures when he was looking like something? Let's bring up some of them.
Echo, it's not a throwback Thursday. It's the young man's birthday. I want
No, it's actually a Tuesday, so throwback Tuesday.
No, beautiful pictures of Manuel Kranting, who has a crush on me, by the way. Okay, let's do myjoyonline.com. I told him he's too young. He's too young.
I lost enter the studio.
No, you laugh, leave the studio. Let's do myjoyonline.com. Whilst, we wait to say happy birthday to our colleague, Manuel Kranting. He's such a fantastic guy. It's his birthday today. I need pictures of Manuel Kranting. So that's myjoyonline.com. Kisia Jabing, too young for special prosecutor role, according to former Member of Parliament, Inusa Fuseni.
Ayo.
You can read his thoughts there on myjoyonline.com. if you can. Then I don't have my extra eye, so you've got to read the rest.
Okay, so let's do the rest of them. I do see, let's put in quick measures at KIA, a delay likely to cause third COVID-19 wave. That's according to a virologist. Check out details from there. Then Third wave of COVID-19, there is no real cause for alarm. Health experts saying that ECG workers must channel grievances through appropriate quarters. That's according to the Labour Commission. And GES releases reopening and vacation dates for SHS. Two more stories and we shall wrap up. Ghana to receive COVID-19 vaccines from UNICEF. And how much is your eyebrow pencil? Sam George asks Ursula Owusu-Ekufo over Airtel Tigo acquisition. That thing, there's been a back and forth and on social media. So the communications and digitalization minister posts, and then Sam Jatta, and he says, when we haul you before Parliament, then you'll see. I am waiting for how this will, climax. We'll see how the chips fall.
Just a little updates, and we know that sometimes we talk about murders that have happened and ask the question as to what is happening. So just a little update. Yesterday, the trial of the former member of Parliament, J.B. Dankwa Edu, started. When I say the trial started, well, the man accused of killing Mr. J.B. Dankwa Edu, then member of Parliament for Ibuakwa North, commenced at the Accra High Court on Monday, with the prosecution calling first witness, Mr. Samuel Berkon Sarkodie, the driver of the late MP, to testify. So that's where we are with that matter. We will still keep you updated. It's a...
The guy's nickname, no, and then sexy don't.
It's a happy 62nd birthday to Elder Emmanuel Kisiedu, Church of Pentecost Kaneshi Area Children Ministry Assistant Leader. God bless you, from your daughter Ira Ama Akwa and all your children from Kaneshi area. And of course to our darling boy, the man that a lot of, okay, I don't want to add that, but Manuel Kran saying he's a fantastic guy. Forget that the girls, easily fall for him. Because he's a fine dude.
With his glasses.
It's his birthday today. So if you know Manuel, or if you find him on the streets, because, sometimes he's doing a story close to you, just say happy birthday to him. He's a good guy. Happy
Manuel,
birthday,
you are wanted. Why? I am looking for you. Approach me so I slap you with I slap you with some money. Just a little money. Charlie, it's time for sports. I just called all of you, Charlie, but you're buddies like that. And do stay with us as we bring you the sports news.